Stay safe in Mexico. Revealed.
Hi, guys and dolls. I'm Cindy,
And I'm Fred.
and we do videos about.
Life in Huatulco.
And today we have with us Gringos R.
Us.
Yes, and we're so excited. We want to give you some very unique information about some of their travels, but also little tidbits about special talents that they have.
Oh.
Okay, so let's get started.
That's good.
If you don't know Gringos R Us, this is Mark, and this
Hello.
is Gina,
Hola.
and they're very artistic. One with camera and one with pencils, colored pencils.
Colored pencils.
Yes, her work's amazing, and you'll get to see that. They are now traveling. They go on little tours that you work out.
Kind of like a 1 to 3 month stay in different cities.
Isn't that amazing? They map it out. They know where they're going to stay in advance. What's your tour right now?
After we leave Huatulco, we're going to Oaxaca, Ciudad de Oaxaca,
For 3 months.
and 1 month in Puebla. And then we're going to take a break and just do 6 months in Querétaro.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
we
going to
need
be
a break.
very nice.
And it's going to be beautiful at Christmas there.
Yes.
Be the second Christmas we've done in Querétaro, so
Oh, we already
nice.
know. So you have friends now.
Yes, we have friends.
that's part of the reason we're going back to Querétaro is
We have made friends just about everywhere
Yep.
we've gone. And even in the Veracruz area, we had a family adopt us.
Praise God.
Yeah.
They're very, well, Veracruz is known to be hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're known. Mi casa, su casa.
Yeah.
From Veracruz.
Very good.
Well, I want to talk about Gina's artwork. And right now I'm showing you some of her artwork. And it's gorgeous. And as you see each piece of artwork, ask yourself the question, who does that remind me of? Would I want a picture of that kitty cat? Would I want a picture of that dog, grandchild, grandparent, wedding? You decide. And you'll be able to find the link below where you can ask her about the price. You can take a picture of what you would enjoy having done. And she calls it color pencil painting.
Mm-hmm.
They're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And she can give you a price quote on that.
Thank you.
And for example, we know a lot of ladies who love their cats and love their dogs, and they go to great sacrifice financially and comfort-wise, traveling to bring their cats and dogs here. And I know that they would love to have portraits of them. I know they would. I want you to invite me over to see it on your wall after you get it.
www.ginasdrawings.com.
ginasdrawings.com. Okay, it's on the screen. And you can browse it or click it below. Okay?
So in your browser, you type www.ginasdrawings with an S, plural.com. Okay?
Now I would ask you about your travels. How long have you been doing this?
20, let's see, this is August, so it would be, this is the 21st month that we've now been in Mexico. So we started in Querétaro, and from there went to San Miguel de Allende, to San Luis Potosí, to El Tejar, Veracruz, then Valladolid, Mérida, Progreso, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Tuxtla Gutierrez, San Cristobal de las Casas, and now we're here in Huatulco.
You need to do videos on packing.
Oh, Lord. Goodness. He is the master of packing. He plays a game of Tetris in the back of our car. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you know exactly where everything is, how to unpack it, how to set up and make your nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime there is an addition, the first thing I think of is where is this going to fit in the car?
Yeah, the good thing is I'll see things I want to buy and I don't buy them. There's nowhere to put it.
The hardest part actually is when we put the whole plan together of the entire 48-month tour. We were sitting on a couch in North Carolina. We had not really started to pack and unpack and pack and unpack. And we're full of excitement. We're eager to do it. First couple times, no problem. Then suddenly, age has a way of smacking you in the face and going, you're not 25 anymore.
My brain thinks I am.
The brain's not the one loading the car.
No.
So that's what prompted us to reassess the route we were taking and do the 6 months in Querétaro because we really needed
We need a break. We need a break.
Time out.
We need a time out. And
Have you considered getting rid of a few things?
it's hard to do that because some of the biggest boxes that we have are my IT equipment.
Oh, you
So-
don't want to get rid of
Yeah,
that.
I mean, so when I'm
And your
working,
art?
and then my art supplies, yeah. So my IT equipment and the art supplies probably take up a third of that car.
Yeah, no.
easily.
Yeah, and then the clothes.
So
And-
have you brought any clothing with you that you really saw you didn't need?
Yes.
Would you please explain
Yes.
that? And for what region?
Okay, so I brought. I'm trying to think of exactly what items they were. I brought shirts I thought I would wear. Okay, and after carrying them around for almost a year, I had this really big space bag, and it was heavy. First of all, the space bag was too big for what it was because it was really heavy when it was full. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, we've been traveling now for a year. I haven't worn this. Why am I still carrying it around? I reduced that bag in Playa Car by about a third.
Great.
And I
And
just,
made people happy.
yeah. It was easier for us. Some people could use the things I wasn't going to wear.
Exactly.
Got rid of it.
What about jeans?
I'm too overweight and pudgy to be concerned with jeans. I'm a yoga pants and leggings kind of girl, so no, I haven't had jeans. He has, and we have had to go and buy replacement jeans for him.
He wears them out?
He wears them out.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, no, it was the jean shorts.
Oh,
Yes.
jean shorts. Uh-huh.
There's only been, I think, 1 or 2 places where I actually wear long pants. The Central Highlands and San Cristobal. The rest of the time, it's been shorts, and more shorts.
Which?
When do you wear your jeans?
I wear jeans all the time.
On Sunday.
On Sunday, I wear
Sunday.
one pair, long pants, go to church. When I get home at 1:30, that's it.
That's
Till
it.
next Sunday.
And they're wet.
And
Oh, it's
yeah.
so hot.
Yeah.
So but when we were in San Luis Potosí, he stood out. You could peg him as a gringo anywhere in that city because men do not wear shorts in San Luis Potosí. They just don't.
No.
So, yeah.
And I got no problem. I'm comfort. You reach a certain age, comfort trumps.
Yep.
All right, you should be wearing long pants. Comfort.
And another place that you need to remember to wear long pants is where there's mosquitoes because
Oh,
dengue
gosh.
is a very
Yes.
okay.
True.
Dengue's a big deal in Mexico, and this year, 2024, it's been more deadly. It's killed more people, and we have radio. We have communication with the latest update on how many people died from dengue last week.
Goodness.
Mhm.
Goodness.
So you do want to wear pants for that.
Yeah.
You do want to wear pants. Okay, so through your travels, where did you go that, now write this down, that you know you don't ever want to return?
For a visit or to live?
That's two different things.
Oh, okay.
Because there's some that we would never live there, but we definitely want to go back and revisit because it's in a magical little place to see. San
Okay,
Cristobal de las Casas would be one
let's
of those.
start with, we would not want to live there.
All right. We
We'll
don't,
start with that.
nowhere in the Yucatan Peninsula. It's out. That whole peninsula is out. It has the highest rate of inflation in the country of Mexico. And the inflation has hit those poor people so hard.
Yes. Well,
And-
and it's two separate reasons. Riviera Maya is a reason by itself because of the number of tourists, the number of expats who do live there. We just didn't get a feeling of living in Mexico in that Riviera Maya zone.
It was very un-Mexican.
Yes. You don't need to speak a word of Spanish. You're fine. You can just. You're
And
good.
some people like that.
Some people
Some
like
people
it.
love that.
Oh, yeah, some people want
No,
that.
and I'm not saying, but for us, we just didn't feel like we were in Mexico.
You
The
feel like a tourist all the time.
the Valladolid, Merida, Progreso areas, those, because of what Gina said, because of the inflationary, we loved our time in Merida. I mean, we were in La Ermita, which was a great barrio that was just south of the Centro. We could walk there in about 15, 20 minutes, and we were right in the center of Merida. We loved the culture there, loved the people there, but
It was expensive.
it's pricing itself out because
It's
I think a lot of it is gentrification, a lot of it was also inflation. Progresso, same thing. I think even a little worse.
I mean, houses are being sold in the Progreso area for $350,000 to $500,000 US dollars.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's more than we could afford even in the US. So,
Yeah.
And,
Where else?
also Progresso, it's an interesting town because it's very Canadian and very USA, and it's split down the pier. Canadians go to one side, and the Americans and people from the
It's true.
US go to the other side. So
other places, let's see, love the beauty of San Cristobal de las Casas.
Mhm.
Absolutely love the beauty.
and the
But-
tranquility.
Yes, we had a wonderful place there, and the weather was nice, and it was peaceful, and it's gorgeous, and you get to go to, the river gorge that's there, and they have that beautiful national park. But the state of Chiapas is kind of autonomous, and they kind of have their own government and their own ways of doing things, and sometimes those ways involve things like roadblocks, and you can't get anywhere. Or maybe the National Guard's in town because there's been an uptick in cartel activity. And like, did we ever feel threatened? No.
Mhm.
But if we were going to live there
Mhm.
and I need to get to an airport and they have blocked the carretera and I can't get there on time for my flight, that's an issue, right?
Well, and
So-
that's also another. I mean, as beautiful as San Cristobal is, it's a minimum of an hour to the airport.
Yeah.
And so one of the conditions we have in assessing any particular location is, quality of the healthcare facility, infrastructure. Does it have an airport? Does it have all of the things that we're going to need as we continue to age?
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get younger. We're only going to get older. So, does it have everything we need to make life better for us as we do mature? So San Cristobal with that 1 hour drive down the mountain to get there.
That was out.
Yeah.
I have to say it too, and we're here in Huatulco. Huatulco would not make the list either.
The heat.
It's the heat.
The heat.
We love it here. We love the vibe here so much. This is a really lovely
Isn't it
place.
fun to just walk here and just feel free?
Yes,
Yeah.
You just
Yes.
feel the load is gone.
yes.
I mean,
And that's exactly what a lot of people in retirement are looking for.
Mhm.
But the heat is, people will say, oh, Merida's so hot. You've got to talk about how hot it is. People can't take the heat. Look, this place is hotter than Merida.
we
No
can
joke.
we can actually come up with 99 very good reasons to live in Huatulco.
Yes.
And we can only come up with one reason not to live in Huatulco, but that one reason is the heat.
And we have friends that we've met, and the heat doesn't bother them. So they're really seriously considering coming here, and good.
And I have my consultation calls,
Mm-hmm.
and I always try to convince them to come and check first.
Yes.
Come and check first. And that doesn't mean 36 hours, you know?
No.
Right.
And that's when we set up our tour. We set up our tour so that we would be in locations at their worst.
Oh, good.
We did.
You know, we
Yes.
So
like
smart.
we were in Merida for the summer. We're here in Huatulco for the summer because we wanted to see how it was going to be. Because if we could love it at its worst, we know we could love it at its best.
So did you hit the heavy rainfalls in Merida?
Yeah.
Enough,
Oh God.
enough
Flooding.
that we had
Oh.
flooding in our street.
They
Yep.
have, it floods so fast.
We
I know.
had we had water actually come in at one
Yes.
point into the casa.
Yeah.
Into the cars.
Yeah. So
We had all this garbage wash up under our car because it got carried in by the rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and conversely, we want to be in the Central Highlands in the winter
Mhm.
to go, how cold is it really going to be?
Because a lot of those places do not have heat.
And the rock and brick
Mm-hmm.
houses are so cold.
Yeah.
They don't have hot water.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. That's another thing, man. You have to look and ask the people, do you have hot water? Because if you think you're going to get hot water, no. If that's an assumption.
Do not make assumptions. They
Do
will
not.
come back to bite
Do
you.
not. No.
So where else is out? You're getting ready to find out about Oaxaca, Puebla.
Yeah, I think so far,
San Miguel is out.
San Miguel is out because the cobblestone in the hills.
Oh, so hard on your ankles.
It's hard on your ankles, and that,
Oh, yes.
as you get older, look,
It hurts.
I've already got some osteopenia happening. I don't need to break a hip when I fall,
Right.
you know?
And trust me, she worries about me just walking, that going on those narrow sidewalks on those cobblestones, I'm constantly going, look down, Mark, look down, Mark, look down, Mark. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't mean to say anything disparaging about these places, but like San Miguel's gorgeous.
Oh, it is.
Gorgeous.
and we will go back to visit because we have friends there. But
But we can't live there.
There's a place in Veracruz called Jalapa.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Jalapa, Oaxaca. That's not it.
Mhm.
But Jalapa, Veracruz is a university town and very cultural. But rolling cobble streets. It's just too dangerous. And it rains and people fall and we just don't need that.
no.
No.
You know, and you know, Boca del Rio or El Tejar, again, that was probably, being in El Tejar was the most authentic Mexican experience that we had
To that day.
to that day. I mean, as far as where we were located and then having a Mexican family actually adopt us, taking us to the Zocalo,
We lived at the end of a dirt road next to the river.
Yep.
And
went-
Boca del Rio, no, where?
Very close, just a little south west of Boca del Rio. And we had the chickens on the road, the goats on the road,
The
the
pigs.
cows on the road, the pigs. It was so funny. And that was it. I mean, I walked into Centro one day and it was just amazing just to see how people live. You know, they got their laundry out and somebody's cooking tamales or something while the laundry's hanging and the goat is trimming up their grass for them in the yard, right? Loved it.
My son's grandparents were there and they even had a peacock.
A peacock! Oh
Yep.
gosh! Somebody close to us had several peacocks in San Luis Potosí,
Right.
in town.
Right.
In town. And they had the peacocks in their jardín.
Yep.
And we would hear them every day. Yes.
So we were blessed to be interviewed by Mark and Gina, and you need to hop on over to their channel and see that video. It really covered a lot of territory.
Yeah.
It really did. And And in that video, I discussed a book that I've just written. It'll be coming out. And a shorter version will be free. You can go to my website soon enough and get that free. And then there'll be a longer version, more detailed. And it's all about feeling safe in Mexico, in Huatulco, and guidelines to safety.
Yeah.
Do you think that you're going to read that book?
I do, yes, I do, because I really am interested in hearing about the certain phrases that are nuances to Mexican culture that we would not have heard or understood the meaning behind. You know, it happens, there's a lot of phrases we've learned since we've been here that make no sense to us whatsoever until we find out what their meaning is, right? And I think that you highlighted a few terms that are definitely interesting. I think it's interesting that you're explaining these things in such a way that it is something you could give to family who might be panicking.
An outstanding idea.
Yes, because sometimes your family doesn't agree with you coming here, and they're worried because of what they hear in the news and in the media. I think it's excellent for them to read something like that and get a more realistic idea of what it's like to live here. And I want to know your secrets to the things that we still have yet to learn. You know, the things that we're gringos. You know, we haven't lived here as long as Cindy and Fred have, and Cindy's lived here even longer than Fred. So
29 years.
yeah, I mean, this is experience, and I think that what you have to say is important to hear. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
I'm glad that you're going to read it because
Yes.
I want everybody to read it so that they don't accidentally, innocently put themselves at risk
Mm-hmm.
without even knowing it.
Right.
Without even knowing it because it's a different country.
I mean, we have had family, friends that have brought up, you know, well, Querétaro is one of our leading contenders to possibly be our retirement home. And they had two people from, I think they were coming from Huatulco that were heading back to Canada because her mother was sick and they were driving with their dogs and they were going through Querétaro and they stopped at a convenience store to get some water and some dog food. And they chose a bad location.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 11 o'clock at night, and one was killed and the other was injured, by gunfire. And people goes, see, you can't go to Querétaro. I'm like, well, hold on, let's take a peek at name a city in the U.S. and pick any one, pick any city, and you're going to have an instance where this type of thing happens. And so it's about realistic expectations, and it's about understanding that you have to do certain things that make common sense and be aware of your surroundings and don't put yourself in the positions
Yeah.
that allow for these bad things to occur.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you were on a road and your instinct said, turn around.
We were in
Mineral de Pozos.
Mineral de Pozos, which is the Central Highlands ghost town. It has had an on again, off again, working mines since 1400s, 1200s, some way back. And they'd run out of the load would run out. Then they'd find another vein over here and they start it back up again. And it was such a ghost town that the first time Gina and I went there, we couldn't find the town.
Well, let me add a little to this. We didn't realize it is a Pueblo Mágico. And what we didn't realize is that the mines are not inside the Pueblo Mágico, they're around it. So we go into the Pueblo Mágico, park the car, and start walking around thinking we're going to walk up to some mine. Well, no. And we walked and walked and walked, and then we got to the top of a hill because we saw tourist signs pointing different directions. You know, then we get to the top of the hill, and there's these two churches that are all boarded up, closed, chain link fence around one of them. I'm like, where's this mine? Hey, let's go down this street. No.
I just happened to look down and it was just like, now is about a good time to return back down the hill, back to the center of town. And then we found out that, you know what? Boom. One was right over here, and the other was on the other side of town.
Yeah, but he looked down this street. He thought it was too sketchy. Something was telling him,
Yep.
we're not going
And
down
he
that
listened.
street. And he listened.
listened.
I always listen to that. It's if I get an inkling, it's nope.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So is there any piece of advice that each of you can give to people who want to come? See, you're being extremely adventurous.
We are.
Yes, you are. And I hope you're not driving at night. I don't know.
No.
I hope you're not.
Never.
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 That's good to know.
Yeah, I know. We've already hit a tope at 45
And,
miles
and
per
I
hour.
hope that you've recently learned about like the easy passes here.
Yes, we have one.
Because my son has an amazing video teaching where you're getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And all about those types of easy passes.
Yep.
You really want those.
Yeah. I mean, it makes life easier. You load them up at an OXXO,
Yes.
Yep.
and then you don't even have to get out of the car. You don't have to pull out a wallet, nothing.
Yes.
And you're on your way on the paid carretera.
Unless you're in the Yucatan Peninsula, where they don't work.
They probably have their own. We have Passe.
That's what Mark uses.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't-
he's had to get others. Depends where you are.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the Yucatan Peninsula and you got Passe, you're going to be digging in your pocket.
My biggest advice to people always is to leave your baggage at the border. And when I say baggage, I mean anything that's causing you grief. Why are you coming to Mexico in the first place? You're leaving something behind. Do not bring any of that with you. Don't bring any kind of entitlement. Don't bring political nonsense.
Oh, yes.
Just don't bring that stuff with you.
Resentments.
Yes, don't. You're starting a new life in a new country that has its own history that most of the time we have never been taught. We've learned the history as we've been here. And these people they don't want to be told, well, we used to do it like this.
They don't care.
They don't care because that's not how they do it here. You just have to be open, be willing to accept assistance if they want to give it to you, be willing to let go of certain levels of expectations because it's not the same expectations that people have here. And you will be incredibly rewarded in return for that. Just be a good person. Have a good heart.
Yep.
Very rewarding.
That is-
They're wonderful
yes.
people.
Yes.
Just don't ever criticize them.
No.
Ever. They know what they're doing, why they're doing, and why their great grandparents did it that way.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. What's your advice?
Be adventurous, but plan. You can be as spontaneous as you want to be, but you plan. Our entire 4-year rotation of all the cities was planned.
Wow.
We knew we were going to be in this city for this length of time, this city for this length of time. I looked at the map and knew that it was going to take us 55 minutes to go from city A to city B. And then from city D to city E, it was going to be a 14-hour drive. So we had to find a way somewhere close to halfway where we could spend the night because we leave at about 6:30 or 7 in the morning to get in the car. We try not to drive past 3:30 in the afternoon.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that way we are able to call it a night. But we do all this because we plan. And
Well, and in the summer, the days don't last as long here.
no, it's
something
more
I learned.
equal. It's almost equal all year long. So you don't get that. I can drive till 8:30. It's still
No.
going to be bright.
No.
Nope. That's not the case. So
And if you get delayed,
that's
your cutoff's 3:30. If you're delayed an hour, you're still safe.
we're still safe. So that's where we sort of
Excellent.
draw it.
Excellent.
And I actually go through days before we make a drive I look at the entire route, and I also go, if something were to go wrong, is there a place that we can hole up for the night? And when we're driving, we have all of our stuff with us. We have a roof bag and everything else. So I'm constantly looking to see, okay, where is an auto motel that we can use because they have a garage, and we just pull in, pull the door down. They're affordable. Our vehicle is safe, and we actually get a good night's sleep. So it's planning. Have fun, but have a plan.
And that's tight. Don't be tight about buying a Coke for some policemen or some people that are on the highway. They don't make much money. They're just doing what they do here to make a living and support their family. Be sure to have some 200s. If a policeman stops you and you say, it's a hot day, isn't it? So, well, and let him talk. And you fold up your little 200 and say, I'd like to buy you a Coke. Don't begrudge it. Just put it in your budget.
Put it in your budget.
That's nothing personal. They're making a living.
Yeah. I mean, we've had that. We had to pay 500 pesos to an officer. And
I said, that's cheap.
And and he basically said he'd like to buy some refresco.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So
here's for your Coke.
Yeah. I also think that the other thing is keep what you can afford to lose. But if you're carrying extra money, you don't necessarily want that right there in your front pocket. So when you pull your wallet out, they look down and go, oh, you're traveling about 10,000 pesos right there. That's just
So
inviting trouble.
dangerous.
yeah, just have a dummy wallet.
Yep.
And what about jewelry?
Don't wear any loud, gaudy, garish jewelry that's going to draw attention to yourself. I'm wearing some silver hoop earrings today. I did this because I was visiting.
Well, thank you.
Typically I don't even wear jewelry. Anything that draws attention to yourself, you'll get your phone stolen. You'll get your jewelry stolen. They'll take your wallet because they're desperate. They need some money. I understand that. So don't bring attention to yourself. If you see somebody who's walking around, this has happened so many times, with a cup or a hat, give them some pesos. A lot of the elderly here, they can't work. There's a very strong age discrimination, and a lot of places will not hire somebody who's like over the age of 50. That's why you're going to find those people putting away grocery carts in a parking lot, offering to unload your groceries for you in your car, bagging your groceries at the store.
Yep.
There's a few places. They'll put cardboard on your windshield so your car doesn't get hot. You didn't ask them to. And then you come out and there's this piece of cardboard on your windshield. Well, he's just trying to make some pesos. Little kid up here in Huatulco. I swear he must have gone inside the store and bought a big bag of lollipops. And this little boy is standing outside offering to sell lollipops. It's a hustle. You do what you got to do to survive.
I want to thank y'all so much. You're so adventurous. I just think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
And so you don't have anything specific that you want to tell them never do in Mexico?
Never do. Oh,
Never do.
never do. Oh, here's one. And I didn't know this. If you don't want to buy something from a vendor, it is common courtesy in English-speaking countries to say, no, thank you. But that's an insult here. And if you say, no, gracias, you will get some pretty bad looks. It's they think you're rude. Just say gracias. If you don't want something, you just say gracias. Do not ever speak, what's the word I want to use? Do not speak with an angry tone.
Oh, it frightens them.
It frightens them,
Mm-hmm.
very much so. And, here's the thing. In Mexico, I think a lot of times they are just culturally programmed to always be polite. And they don't like to say no to you.
It embarrasses them.
Yeah, they don't.
Like they're less than.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to say no to you. So, everyone's always going to be agreeable to do whatever you ask them to do, even if it's at a cost to them or an inconvenience to them. And that might be sometimes why if somebody's coming to your home at 10 o'clock in the morning to do something, you might not see them until 3 or 4, or maybe the next day or the day after that, because they just want to say, sure, yes, I'll be there. And then something else is going on in their life and they can't make that agreed time.
It's true.
They just don't like to say no.
Right.
I mean, I guess
And when vendors come up to sell you something, you can say, mañana,
mañana.
después, mañana,
Después.
después. You don't have to say no.
Okay.
Mañana. And that gives them hope that you might buy it tomorrow.
Oh, I feel bad saying that though if I don't intend to. I'd rather be honest.
Yeah, the other thing that you never do in Mexico is you never fail to return a smile.
Oh gosh, yes.
Because you're going to see people smile at you all the time. And you know what? It's the cheapest thing that you can ever give to somebody that can change their entire day. And it changes yours as well. So give the smile, because you're going to see them and they're genuine. And what happens when you give it, yours becomes genuine. And we all become better people.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so happy you came into our little Mexican home.
It's great.
We're so happy to.
And it's been a joy meeting you. I hope you come back. And I was traveling and I was having eye surgery and writing my book, and I didn't get to see him earlier. I'm sorry.
Well,
But I hope you come back.
we'll take you to Cipolite.
That's all right.
Now
Manana.
Now we know how to get there.
Manana. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Hasta la próxima.
That's it. Be sure to subscribe and share and hit like to help our channel out. Will you be booking flights, hotel rooms, or a cruise? Use our link below to help us out. Do you need to be able to read your mail while you're living in Mexico? Do you need travel insurance or health care insurance in Mexico? Let us be your expat coach for Huatulco. Go to our website and book a consultation call or a boot camp training tour. Come on down to Almost Heaven Huatulco. We'll see you soon. Life where?